As teams in the NFL prepare to trade players, San Francisco 49ers, which should be bothered about Jimmy Garoppolo's injury, appear not to have any issues. Youngster Brock Purdy has been having a good time in his place. What does this mean for Jimmy Garoppolo? Will Jimmy Garoppolo still remain in the team given his injury? Watch this video for full details. First up, Lynch reveals what 49ers scouts liked about Purdy at Iowa State. Purdy was dubbed Mr. Irrelevant after the 49ers made him their final pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. But general manager John Lynch insists the team has faith in the young quarterback. Before Purdy's first career start, Lynch made an appearance on KNBR 680's Murph and Mac. He highlighted Purdy's college football skills that could transition to the NFL. Lynch said that Steve Slowick, who's now an in-house pro scout for them, was the area scout at Iowa State, and simply talked about how Brock had really been a part of a cultural change there, along with Brian Grease, their quarterback coach, who had put in a lot of effort. Lynch added that he would score the 3 points in a 2-minute drive when they needed them. Also, he would score the touchdown when they needed it. Although their grades may have been a little bit more erratic than his previous year, there were certain people in the building who were firmly convinced of what he could do. The former Iowa State player showed some of these traits after replacing Jimmy Garoppolo. Up next, Brock Purdy comments on how he defeated Tom Brady after leading the 49ers to a stunning 35-7 blowout win against the Buccaneers, and he admits he was afraid of a crazy comeback late in the game. Brock Purdy gushed about how awesome it was to spend time with Tom Brady following the game, but he insisted he was determined not to lose to one of the NFL star's crazy comebacks. With a 35-7 thrashing of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by the San Francisco 49ers, the 22-year-old quarterback made history by becoming the first quarterback to defeat the legendary athlete in his first professional start. Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo's injuries dealt the Niners a severe blow at the quarterback position, and Purdy received his first start. He completed 16 of 21 passes for 185 yards and 3 touchdowns. The player known as Mr. Irrelevant for being the final pick in the spring draft claimed he had to constantly remind himself not to rule out a Brady comeback, despite having propelled San Francisco to a commanding lead. He said he simply wanted to keep scoring as many points as they could, knowing that this guy has made so many incredible comebacks in his career. Purdy said he didn't want that to occur in his opening game as the starter. As a result, he was doing his thing throughout, not looking at the scoreboard despite being aware of the situation. However, he said he also respected those on the opposing team and decided not to give him a chance in the end. Purdy acknowledged that receiving praise for his performance from an icon he had grown up admiring was quite great after the game. He said he stood up and was like, "That's Tom Brady." Talking to men and chatting them up was pretty cool. Purdy said, not mincing words, that it was cool that he respected his accomplishments. He said he thought it was really cool seeing that guy dominate for all those years, winning Super Bowls when he was a child and then getting to give him a high five. The Purdy family watched from the stands as their son transformed from Mr. Irrelevant to the field's most important player. For Purdy's father, the 27-yard touchdown pass he completed to Christian McCaffrey to give the Niners a 3-score lead was just too much. As he saw his kid perform on the main stage from the audience, Sean Purdy was moved by the occasion and broke down in tears of pleasure. After playing in his first ever NFL start, the youngster visited his family in the audience and said it meant a lot to see them because they've always maintained their faith in him. He claimed to have seen them immediately following the game, and the expressions on their faces and the simple way they gazed down at him from above the railing meant a lot, because they're the family members who, no matter what comes his way as a quarterback in general, in high school or college, they always have his back and always see the best in him. Purdy added that they still had faith in me, even though he was the last pick in the draft. They have consistently assured him that he's capable and good enough. For Purdy, seeing them after that performance meant a lot, and he felt so lucky to have them as his family. Up next, why 49ers Brock Purdy shouldn't be ousted for Jimmy Garoppolo. Would veteran quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo take over from youngster Brock Purdy if the latter were to recuperate from his fractured foot when the 49ers were still in the playoffs? Dante Whitner of NBC Sports Bay Area responds no. On the most recent episode of Whitner's Hot Take, Whitner opened by saying that word on the street is Jimmy Garoppolo's about to get out of a walking boot. Whitner said the ability to improvise, the deep ball, and throws outside the numbers are all things that Brock Purdy brings to the 49ers offense. However, if Jimmy Garoppolo returns, he believes he should take Brock Purdy's place as the backup quarterback. According to a report from Fox Sports' Jay Glazer, Garoppolo will have the walking boot removed from his surgically repaired left foot. Glazer added that even though Purdy's performing admirably, the team's holding out hope that there's a possibility that Garoppolo may be able to play in the postseason. Since Week 13, when Garoppolo sustained his injury, Purdy has assisted the 49ers in extending their current win streak to 8 games. The 22-year-old, who defeated the Washington Commanders in their matchup on Christmas Eve at Levi Stadium, became the first NFL rookie since 1950 to win each of his first 3 career starts. Whitner thinks that even if Garoppolo doesn't start upon his potential return, once the club starts its postseason run, he can still play a significant part. San Francisco still has 2 regular season games left. Garoppolo needs to be Purdy's confidant and that extra pair of eyes for him to advance through the playoffs and eventually win the Super Bowl. The Purdy show has impressed so far, but it's safe to assume, given what the 49ers have been through this season, they're aware of the value Garoppolo can bring as a starter and backup. Up next, Jimmy Garoppolo will be part of the Wild's 2023 QB Carousel. Jimmy Garoppolo of the San Francisco 49ers was expected to be traded during the offseason, since it was a good time for teams to trade quarterbacks. After all, the 2021 NFL Draft provided few likable choices to clubs in need, and the free agent market at the position was dismal. Instead, Garoppolo and the Niners had no takers on the trade market, possibly due to his offseason shoulder injury and the $27 million remaining on his deal with San Francisco from back in 2018. That naturally resulted in Garoppolo remaining with the 49ers, and eventually regaining the starting position once teammate Trey Lance had a season-ending ankle injury in Week 2. Garoppolo's now recovering after sustaining a major foot injury of his own, which will probably end his time with the Niners. Of course, San Francisco could sign him again. However, Jimmy G, who will be a free agent in 2023, won't join the 49ers until he's virtually assured of the starting position. Given the Niners' prior investment in Lance and the unexpected rise of youngster Brock Purdy, that will be a big ask. Up next, why 49ers let Jimmy Garoppolo hit NFL free agency. Despite having perhaps his finest season ever with the team before the foot injury, Garoppolo probably has little desire to return to San Francisco. After all, even if everyone involved has done a fantastic job of downplaying it, the uneasiness around Lance throughout the last 2 off-seasons has already established a tone. In either case, Garoppolo will leave the 49ers if he doesn't have guarantees that he will start, and the Niners most likely agree with that prediction. The struggle between the 3rd overall pick in 2021 and the last pick in the 2022 draft is already underway in San Francisco, where Lance and Purdy are vying for the position. For the 2023 season, the 49ers should keep both quarterbacks because their total salary will be under $10.3 million, although Garoppolo might demand a deal worth around $20 million. Could the Niners be willing to commit to it? Most likely not. Up next, Jimmy Garoppolo will join a crazy quarterback carousel this offseason. Fans may have thought the 2022 quarterback offseason was crazy after seeing moves like Russell Wilson joining the Denver Broncos, the Deshaun Watson controversy, Baker Mayfield wanting to move, and much more. However, 2023 is probably going to be even crazier. Even if Jimmy G leaves, the Niners won't need a new quarterback. Therefore, they may be removed from the list of teams considering a position change. While the Indianapolis Colts and Tampa Bay Buccaneers will need to look for younger long-term prospects to replace Matt Ryan and Tom Brady, respectively, the New York Jets appear to be done with Zach Wilson, Lance's 2021 draft counterpart. After a 2022 season that was on par with the Pro Bowl, is Geno Smith the Seattle Seahawks solution? Or will the Hawks join groups like the New Orleans Saints and Carolina Panthers, which require seasoned quarterbacks? Naturally, things are also becoming strange between veteran quarterback Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders, the Niners' Week 17 opponent. His being benched for the contest, which clearly indicates that after years of rumors, head coach Josh McDaniels and the team will wish to let Carr go. This might all be bad news for Garoppolo and his market, particularly if it starts to decline once the summer starts. San Francisco can simply be content that it won't have to worry about replacement in 2023, especially if Purdy keeps up his strong play and Lance's own development is greatly accelerated. It looks like everything is all set for the 49ers, not having to worry about having to replace Jimmy Garoppolo with Brock Purdy available. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!